A video that has gone viral on social media is sparking heated debate across the continent and in the diaspora. Now, a group of Kenyans gathered at All Saints Cathedral in Nairobi to hold a memorial service for Charlie Kirk, the controversial American far-right figure who was recently assassinated. Now, the crowd has drawn criticism and ridicule online, and many are asking the uncomfortable question that why are Black people holding a memorial for a man who spent years attacking their humanity? Now, let's unpack what happened and why it matters and what it actually reveals about the global politics of race, identity, and power. On Tuesday night, a group of Nairobians gathered inside the iconic All Saints Cathedral, which is a major Anglican church in the capital city. Now, they lit candles, they sang hymns, and they prayed in remembrance of Charlie Kirk, an American conservative commentator and founder of Turning Point USA, and known for his extreme anti-immigration views, white nationalist rhetoric, and attacks on movements for racial justice. Now the clip quickly went viral on X, and with many Africans expressing shock and frustration and even shame. Because for those unfamiliar, right, Charlie Kirk was not some neutral figure. He was a vocal supporter of white nationalist movements and an opponent of racial justice initiatives and a fierce critique of immigration from African and Latin American. I mean, Kirk would often mock Black movements in the US and dismissed discussions on systemic racism and aligned himself with the far-right figures who openly described African nations as inferior. So this is why this memorial service in Kenya has shocked so many people, because it's one thing to respect human life, but it's also another thing to celebrate a man who wouldn't have celebrated yours. Now, the backlash online was immediate and intense. One user wrote, and I quote, "Charlie Kirk probably didn't even know where Kenya is." And another said, "This is why the West can never take Africans seriously." Others pointed out that this kind of performative loyalty to foreign figures who have shown nothing but hate for Africans is exactly how colonial mentalities are kept alive in 2025. I mean, let's dive deeper and talk about what's really happening here, right? What we saw in Nairobi is more than just a memorial service. It's a reflection of deep, painful psychological wound left behind by centuries of colonial indoctrination. It's a wound that makes many in our societies look up to whiteness and idolize Western figures and measure their worth by proximity to foreign approval. I mean, we've seen this before, right? In politics, in religion, in pop culture, and even in who we call heroes. It's why when someone like Charlie Kirk dies, there are Africans willing to light candles for him, even though his own ideology would have denied them dignity and entry or equality in the very country he came from. This is not just misguided, it is dangerous. Because a people who worship their oppressors can never truly liberate themselves. And what's also significant is where this happened, right? I mean, the All Saints Cathedral is a symbol of religious authority in Kenya. It was built during colonial times and for decades used as a space where Western values were normalized in African context. So that same space is now being used to memorialize a man who stood against Black liberation. And I'm embarrassed. And I'm not embarrassed because Kenyans moaned a foreigner, but I'm embarrassed because they moaned this foreigner. A man who, if we walked into his America, would see us nothing more than a problem to be solved. A man who defended white nationalism while Black people were being killed in the streets of America. A man who would have looked at these Kenyans singing his name and still called them unqualified, illegal, or inferior. This isn't Pan-Africanism. This isn't Ubuntu. This is the psychological colonizations that still chains so many of our people long after the colonial flags came down. It's the same mindset that makes us wear Western suits at our own weddings, but mock our traditional attire as backward. The same mindset that makes us quote their philosophers but forget our own, and the same mindset that leads us to moan their racists but forget our heroes. And this is why the West never truly takes Africa seriously, because they see us celebrating their oppressors. They see us fighting for their acceptance more than we fight for our own liberation. And they know, right? As long as the mind remains colonized, they will never have to fear African power. And this moment should be a wake-up call for Africans everywhere. I believe that we need to stop romanticizing the people and the system that do not love us. We need to stop seeking validation from those who build their power on our pain. We have our own heroes, our giants of resistance, our intellect, and we deserve our memorials and our songs and our candles. So why are we lighting candles for those who would have blown them out? This is not just about attacking Kenyans. It's about all of us. Every African who has ever been taught to look to the West for approval. We have to unlearn that. We have to decolonize the mind, because until we do, our flags may be free, but our souls won't be. And when I saw that video, I didn't just see a group of mourners, but I saw a mirror, a painful reflection of how colonization outlives its colonizers. I mean, for example, Charlie Kirk is gone, but the system he represented, it's still here. And it's still winning when we continue to sing hymns in its honor. Now, let this moment not be another meme or trending hashtag, but let it be a turning point, because we as Africans must learn to love ourselves more than we love the people who hate us. Now, that's it from me. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section, though. I really want to hear what your thoughts are on this. And while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's it from me. Till we meet again, it is bye-bye for now.